Hello, good evening, Twin Minds here. We're doing Kerbals again tonight. I fixed the problems that I had last night, and it's much less aggravating now. So, I can actually, hopefully, get some stuff accomplished. In fact, I was doing some stuff, some kind of menial orbital tourism missions and stuff like that, and I ran into a problem, so I have given myself a problem to solve tonight. It's almost like I staged it, except I didn't, and I just have to deal with my mess up. I could have reverted, for sure, but it was fiddly enough that I didn't want to do it again, so I'm going to fix it instead. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen tonight. Trying to think of where to start. So, let's review, shall we? Okay. So, the problem that I caused for myself is at Mun. And it is a problem with the space bus. Come on. Okay, fine. I'll click on the space bus from here. I found that whenever ships have the brackets around them, let's see, there's a good visibility right there. Whenever these brackets are around there, they tend to be difficult to target. Like right here, I can't mouse over target it unless I'm like right there. So it's really difficult to target them sometimes, which is kind of painful, but it's tolerable. Alright, so we're going to fly this, and we're going to see what mess I have caused for myself. Which Wolfenstein? There's been like 10 of them. Ugh. I think the short answer to that question is I haven't seen most of the beginnings of the Wolfenstein, so probably no. And if that's the newest Wolfenstein, then no, I haven't seen anything about it yet. Alright, so this is the problem I caused for myself. I was attempting to dock a tourist to my Mun space station, and this docking port here, all well and good, except for the part where this docking port here, let's see if I can... Nope, okay, I'll have to switch ships. So this docking port here is the Clampatron construction port, which is used to attach items in space as like a permanent construction point. But my ignorance made me think that it was going to work as a regular docking port in the meantime. But it doesn't do that. So I came with the space bus and my tourist ready to dock with it, and ended up just bouncing off of it. So, what I have to do is continue my plans from earlier to expand the space station. This space station just has a cupola and the workshop, which is a science bay. I had intended to make it much bigger at the time I was building it, but it turns out the Delta V requirements were through the roof, so I chose to slim it down with this construction port as the idea to expand it later. So, I want to go build the part I was going to attach to this, and then bring along a docking port as well, either attached to the thing I'm building or as a separate module that I can attach later with KISS. Because KISS is very nice for that. So let's do that. Go back to the Space Center and get that started. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with the new Wolfenstein games. It's not that I don't like them, it's just... I don't know, I guess I just don't have as much of an interest in them. I really should, though, because I usually dig, you know, alternate World War II sci-fi fantasy stuff. But, I don't know. Nothing about those games ever really struck me as remarkable. And I never really had the Nazi fascination, so that really didn't do it for me. Streams all appear to be in order. Okay. So, the thing that I wanted to add on there, I did save as a subassembly. And I saved it right here. So this was the subassembly I saved, with the idea that it was going to be attached at some point. So it's got these constructor ports all along each face. So let's do that. And I wanted to grab another one at the bottom. Okay. So, ideally, if I send this to space, I should be able to dock and attach this. Well, normally you would only have one connected or the other, normally wired or wireless. If you have two connections at the same time, it tends to cause problems. It is normal, though, for wireless to lose speed, because wireless is, or can be, impacted by any sort of slowness or any sort of interference. It's not unheard of for a microwave to cause slowness or disconnection on your wireless if you're like nuking a burrito or something like that, depending on how your house is set up. Sup, Lemons? How you doing? I'm just trying to decide how I want my new space station to look. So yes, you came just after I finished explaining the problem that I've got. I tried to, so I don't know if you remember, I had a space station around the Mun, and it's just a basic space station with a couple of module and a science bay or a science lab, and I had attached one of these construction ports on the back of it to expand it later. And I thought this construction port, due to the look of it, I thought it was going to also act as a docking port in the meantime. So I sent up my space bus with a tourist who wanted to tour the Mun space station, and I tried to dock with it and just bounced off of it. So right now I've got my tourist floating helplessly around the space station, and I'm planning on a quick trip to expand it so that they can dock and do their thing. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So yes, my tourist is stranded, and I need to fix it somehow. So originally, this was going to be attached to that space station with the idea of expanding it later. But this piece alone was so damn heavy that the delta V requirements were through the roof in trying to get this thing to the MUN. No, this is big. This is a 3.75 meter, so it's definitely big by comparison. If we take the normal Mark 1 command pod, this is a 1.5 or 1.25, 1.5, 1.25, and then this is a 3.75 meter. So it's definitely big, and that's why it was taking so much delta V to get it up there. So it's about a Mark III, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think if I have a Mark III part I can grab, I think I have a payload part, I remember. No. I thought I had a Mark III part. Apparently I'm imagining things. But that's alright. Right, Mark III is circular except for 2 flat sides on either end. And I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to find a part to have a good comparison of size, because I think you're right. I think they're about the same size, but I'm not positive. So now I want to find that part so I can stop being dumb. Instead, I'm just going to search for the damn thing. They do have enough food, yes. In fact, I did probably about 7 more iterations of my space bus to account for some of the problems I was running into when doing the tourist runs. All of that was done off stream, unfortunately, because I was just playing solo, but still. So yes, this is the Mark III. It's got the flat parts on it. So yes, it's the same diameter otherwise. In fact, it might not be a bad idea to have a nuclear fission reactor attached to this thing. Unfortunately, it requires enriched uranium, and I don't think there is a method of supplying enriched uranium other than sending up supply ships. I do like to have things self-sufficient where possible. This is one thing I wanted to add. This is an inline solar panel that looks like that. But I don't think I can attach this on this module, because this is going to be the center with multiple things branching off of it. And these solar panels would probably get in the way of whatever is branching off in these directions. Wonder if I could... Yeah, because if I do this, something like that, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty positive that these rotate, and they would likely rotate and clip into each other. But I don't know for sure. But if they did, it would look... hold up. Hold up. Hold up. There we go. It would look something like that. And I'm pretty sure they would rotate to do that, which would be bad. Either it would just look bad, or they would clip into each other and destroy themselves. Both of which would be bad things. So I do want to use these at some point, but I just don't know where I'm going to tack them on to. I'm just trying to figure out what I need to add to this one that will help matters. Like, do I need to separate this out a little bit? Do I need to... Because I don't know if I'm going to attach this end or this end to the space station. I do have 4 attachment point things, but this is... or the pack has 4 attachment point modules, but this is the only one I have access to. It's a tri-connector, and I thought, you know, I've never worked with a tri thing before, so it looks neat. It'd be something I can work with. Good morning, Musiko. How you doing? And this is another thing to consider. If I put docking ports interior here, would ships be able to fit? So if I take, let's see, is this big enough? That might be big enough. Yeah, it's big enough. Okay, so that's the size. And if I grab another one of these just for good measure. You send in sketchy stuff. It's something Russian, because I can't read it. What restream chat thing you talking about, Avery? Nope, no song request. I'm just trying to get an idea for what this is going to look like. I got rid of the chat on screen because people were talking about inappropriate things. And I would rather that not be recorded on my stream forever because all of my videos get posted to YouTube. Alright, so what if... Yeah, people. People know who they are. Alright, so I don't think... I don't know. I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, ultimately this is kind of what the shape is going to look like. I'm not going to fit this into a spaceship. These side parts are just for reference, so that I can see kind of where everything is and what it looks like. Because I'm thinking I'm going to have these docking ports in the center here. I'm designing more of a space station. I'm designing an addition to one of my existing space stations, because I have a crisis to solve. So I need to design this so that I can solve that crisis. So let's go back into structural and look at the parts I have. Yeah, so this is the only thing I have. This is the tri connector that I've got. You are correct. Poland cannot into space. Whoops. Okay. So I think I do want to use those because they're neat. Okay, so those are the radial docking ports. I think what I want to do is maybe use these. So the crisis that I'm trying to solve is my space station that is around the Mun. I was attempting to visit tourists to the space station, and my this constructor port is all I have attached to that space station. And this is meant to make a permanent connection later. but I thought it would also act as a docking port, and it does not. So when I tried to dock everything, they just kind of bounced off, and it did not go well. So I'm just trying to solve that conundrum. I need to do that. Yeah, that was probably on the border of inappropriate, for sure. But the chat stuff that I'm talking about was well beyond the border of appropriate. And it's not anything I'm personally offended by, but I just know YouTube, and they are offended by everything. So I'm trying to keep it relatively PG-13-ish. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, immature high schooler talk, or, you know, drunk frat boy talk, or, you know, whatever. I'm not going for goofy, zany craziness that some channels do, but I don't want to be all serious, so... Sup, Civil? Thank you for the host. Okay, so... Assuming I don't need to add anything else to this, it's ready to launch, just about. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I should add to it that will help matters. Like, for example, one of the other modules I was planning on adding was... Where are you hiding? This. I was planning on adding this, eventually, to the bottom. So I could add this now. Whoops, too big. And just send this up as part of it. So if I remove that and tack that on there, then I could strap that on the bottom so that I can add more later if I need to. And this has some electric charge storage, that's good. I think actually what I'm going to do then, if I'm going to add that, is I'm going to extend it out a little bit by adding a storage module for supplies, because I think that will help. I just need to remember where that storage module for supplies is. Ultimately, I plan to add something like this. And that might be, you know, one of the side components that I add on later. It's a little bit big, though. What's the radius on this thing? No way to know. It looks like it's about 4.5 something? But yeah, this whole mess is going to go to space. It is a greenhouse, yes. So there's trees and grass and crops and whatnot. It's meant to take mulch, which is Kerbal waste, and fertilizer, and turn it back into supplies to extend the life of your station. But no, this is going to be sent up as at a later time. Like, for example... This, if I can rotate properly, would go on like that later, or something like that. Although with how big it is, I would probably tack on, like, make this further out, and tack on a connector piece that makes things big to small. Adapter! Jesus. I don't know why I lost that word. But that word was completely gone to me for a while there. Yes, 215 is a lot of mods. Not nearly as a lot as we tend to do in Minecraft sometimes, but still, a lot. Actually, the wing that is already up there is a science wing. However, on those lines, I might make a different science wing, because I have some other science modules that are part of a different mod that could definitely be tacked on as a whole wing. I'm looking for the science, or the storage module thing. This is a heavy orbital habitat. Doesn't look very remarkable, though. I'm not entirely sure my computer is strong enough to handle it either. But it's surviving for now. Let's see. Is it under life support? Of course, the life support storage thingy I want isn't under life support. I think it's going to be under containers then. Yeah, there we go. Either this one or this one. So if I put this here and expand it out, make it life support. So that is the module that I currently have over on my Mystery Science Lab 3000 that's orbiting Kerbal. It looks neat. It looks functional. But the other option is this one. And it looks a little bit more generic and it's shorter. I'm not opposed to either of them. So this one stores 23,500, and this one stores 31,300 roughly. So in that regard, this one is definitely winning. Do they both have pass-through? Ah, well, there's the answer. This one does not have crew pass-through. Hey, Avery, thank you for the host. Appreciate that. So this one does not have crew pass-through, while this one does. Which means this is the winner. Because I need the crew to be able to get from one part of the ship to the other. Let's see, this is just a KISS container, so it just has stuff. Okay, so just thinking about how I'm going to get this up there. The easiest way for me to do this is actually to flip this like that and put that back on the bottom there. Okay. Oh, it's pretty. Blinding, but pretty. I like it about halfway on. Like that orangish color in between. Space Rave! Okay, enough fiddling around with that. Another thing I want to add is lights, because I haven't done much in the way of lights lately. And actually, I want to create a new category for lights, so I can find them easily, which will help me use them more often. What would be a good light icon? Oh, the light bulb. That makes sense. Oops, forgot to rename it. Light bulb icon. Go figure. And then we can just rename this to lights. Alright, so lights. This is a spotlight, so this can go in there. This is a spotlight. Come on, clicky click. This is also lights. And they seem easy to find now because they are all in a row here, but they are scattered between the different mods. So this is now a light. Let's see what else we got. Railings, ladders, railings, ladders. That would be really handy. But then you would get stuff like lightweight cargo module or something like that. Because there's no real easy way to do all that automatically. This is an illuminator, so this would not go under the keyword light either, which is awesome. Clicky. Alright, what else do we got? And the other challenge is, are they all in this category? Or are they not? Aha! EVA docking floodlight. Light. Yeah, I would definitely get some of it, for sure. Smelters, construction thingamabobbers, parachute, headlight. I do have 3D printers in this, actually. I don't know how effective they are. I've got 3D printers as a science module, and I also have 3D printers as something that can actually create parts that you can use. But I have not figured out how to use all of them just yet. This is also a light. I also have this thing that I really want to use at some point. It's an expandable space dock. And it's really nifty. I want to use it at some point. But this is the mini dock, which does not have connected living space. I think the bigger ones do. So I would kind of want to wait for the bigger ones before I start using them. Portable light kit. Okay. What does this do? Deploy. Oh, that's adorable. It's like a self-powered streetlight kit thing. That's adorable. I love it. That goes into light section too. Yeah, I've actually got 2 or 3 different mods that allow crafting of ships in space, and I'm trying to figure out which one's better, or if it's best to keep all of them. But I don't really know how to use all of them just yet, so I'm still trying to sort that out. All right, these are all universal storage stuff. Okay, so that's the end of the lights. So what I wanted is lights to point or to light these things up so that the docking is easier. Alright, so this is a surface-mounted Omni-Light. Certainly is tiny, but it lights things. That feels like something that I could recess into that little corner, perhaps. And just have it like recessed right there. Just for an effect. I could make them different colors too. And that's another thing. You know, typically YouTube channels tend to have a brand of sorts, and I'm trying to figure that out. So I've been, you know, trying to figure out my logos, my my channel banner on YouTube, and my color schemes as well. So I kind of want to start fiddling with the color schemes here. Let's do that button. F is the relative. That looks kind of neat. I can't clicky. It is now embedded. Well then. That is now a permanent light fixture. Because I can't click on it to move it. Okay then. Go for it. Yes, that is one of the ones I have installed. Yes. Pretty sure I still have that part somewhere in here. Although I don't know if I've unlocked it yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like I've unlocked it yet, but I'm pretty sure I have the ground construction. Let me look. Yes, yes I do. Okay, back to lighting. Yeah, and I intend to do mining setups as well, for sure. I wish I could pick that part. Let's see if I can zoom in far enough to let me poke at it. No, I cannot. Okay. Well, it's permanent. And then we have spotlights. And these kind of things would be good to point right here, because they will point out at the ship. I cannot go inside the part, not here. The farthest I can go in is right here. Wait! That one spot worked. Thank you. I tried earlier and it wouldn't let me in. Because I don't think I like that part anyway, so it's going to go away. What else do we have? We have Omni lights. Well, that's what I was trying to do earlier. It just wouldn't let me in. And then we have LED headlights. That looks terrible. They don't appear to do much. Then we've got this docking floodlight. Well, that's kind of neat. Well, the problem is if I don't put it in the crease, everything floats out like that. So I either need to put it in the crease or I need to like put it on a surface or something, which still doesn't really fit because this part, you know, has an odd shape, but it is still a kind of spherical in actual model. Yeah, for sure. Those are an option. Interesting. Okay. And then they've got, oh, good lord. I think those might count as bright. Yeah, I had a flood of people for a moment there, and then they just kind of poofed. Yeah, they're just hiding, being quiet, being mysterious. Well, I know Civil tends to come and host and then go do his own thing. You know, play other games and whatnot, so that's probably expected. Oh, hey, we got little green lights. Neat. This can go away. Alright, what's the tonnage on this thing so far? 80 tons. Okay, so I may have gone overboard. May have gone overboard. Because this thing in the center here is 27 tons on its own. So I'm thinking I'm gonna need to connect these things or send them up in separate pieces. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I could try to do this, but let's grab my lifter, my biggest lifter that I've got, and see if that's gonna do it. No. Good lord, okay. So let's move it up. So the biggest lifter that I've built so far only has 3,800 delta V with this thing as it is. Now if I take this top part off, 5,200 delta V. So I think it may be in my best interest to send them up in smaller waves. Because, I mean, this is a hell of a rocket right here. Let's see, this is... Ah, that's where most of it is. This is 40 tons alone in the supply module. This is 11, and this is 23. So, yeah. The biggest problem with that is that we're running into the situation where the computer is starting to fail to handle that many parts. So if I triple the number of rockets, there's a good chance it won't be able to get off the launch pad because it'll crash, or I'll be at like 1 FPS. So I have to have limitations. And if that means moving it up in 2 separate modules, so be it. So I will tack this up as a station module. Yeah, it's already performing like ass just having those rockets here. Let's see. That'll be fine. I want to take this thing and replace this one. Can't do that apparently. Let's go with reroute. There we go. That updates this one with all of those parts. Good. Okay. So, I mean, assuming all of these parts can stay functional during takeoff, it should be able to go as it is. Should. But I think I need a decoupler here. Actually, hold up. I need to check the stage recovery. None of it's recoverable. Awesome. So these are... God damn it. I hate when you click on that. Come on. Do the thing. Okay. Actually, I'm going to grab this part and redo that. What other heavies do I have? I got that one, which is not nearly enough. I've got this one, which is not nearly heavy enough, I don't think. Actually, surprisingly enough, that's got 4200 delta V. So that would likely be able to get it to the Mun at a quarter the cost. I'll take it. So all I need then is a coupler. It is amazing what will happen sometimes if you pick a smaller rocket that somehow manages to have enough power to do all of the things. I don't know how it did that, though. But my stage recovery is terrible, so I think these parachutes are not right. They are a little bit big, but they will do because they are helping survive. I'm having a hard time clicking on parts. There we go. Need those to be out a little bit. Okay, that's about as out as they can go. So now I just need more parachutes. Almost there. Come on. Come on. There we go. Almost couldn't get that. And these can go. I don't know why I did that. That's not smart. That's not smart at all. Keep them as one connected unit so I can move them easier. Okay, so recalculate. 95.88% and some lower percentage here. 99.78%. I think that's good enough. That'll do. Okay. I don't know why those are showing up yellow, though. It's 100%. 100% supposed to be green. Oh, I know what it is. It needs to be below, like, 5 meters per second for a guarantee. So it's probably messing up the calculation of percentage. But that's fine. Okay. Everything seems to be okay. And I think I should probably fairing it just in case. By default, I'm going to say yes, that is sad. But also, it could just be a poorly optimized Flash game. So, might not be anything you got any control over. Giant egg! What is it with me and setting giant eggs up in space? Not a very remarkable name, but it tells me what it is. Alright, save. Welcome, Demon. Okay. So we've got first stage and these rockets. I don't think I've heard of Supermex. Okay. I think this is about as good as it's going to get. I want to make sure that there is an antenna in here. I think there is, but just in case. Yeah, it's right there. Start deployed. Good thing I checked, because it didn't start deployed by default. There we go. Alright, I think I'm ready to try launching this thing. We've got 4200 Delta V, which should be enough to get to the MUN and get this thing docked. I don't believe... I forgot something. I don't have any RCS on the new module. And if I don't have RCS on the new module, it's going to be a pain in the ass to move. And I don't have a control block on it. So it's not going to be able to stand alone on its own. So there's two solutions to that. Either I leave it as is and I use the station to dock, or I add a docking or an antenna and a drone core as well. I'd be kind of fine with that. Yeah, I probably should, just in case. Alright, this is my standard drone core that I like to use. The hell just happened? Okay. It's got crew pass-through. It's functional. I mean, that's the big key. And I can resize it to whatever size I want, which is also very nice. And let's see. I think I should do RCS. And if it will let me, I will do the procedural RCS. But I don't think I have procedural RCS size unlocked. That's not how that works at all. So what size can I go up to? Damn it. Okay. So the 3 meter mark is the highest size I can go up to, because procedural parts is tech locked to some arbitrary number on the science, the research area. I don't know what parts you can, or what, I don't know what research nodes you can unlock to get bigger procedural tanks. So, in lieu of that, I have not heard of that. Is it a mobile game? Because I don't typically follow mobile games at all. What is this? What is this? It's a service module, and that's all well and good, except for... Oh, okay. So, normally when it's got fuel in it, you can see what type of fuel it has on the far side, on the right-hand side there. It says switchable part, or this just says oxidizer, but this just says connected living space, so I couldn't tell what type of fuel it had in it. But apparently, it's got fuel. Good to know. Let's see. I want RCS, and I want something flat-ish. Nope. Whoops. Didn't mean to click on that. Donut. Yeah, I don't typically follow browser or mobile games at all. Not really my bag. Okay. I mean, I like the maroon color in the middle there, but you can't see that when you're done, so I kind of have to base it on the outside. But the outside looks pretty decent. Are there any other tanks I would like? Since I can't use procedural. That one I like the tanks inside again, but won't be able to see that, and I don't really care for the white with the arrows. What else do we got? Got a Xenon tank. That's always nice. But I can't change it to anything else. I like the look of the Xenon tank for sure. But I can't change it to anything else. We've got this, which looks alright, but it doesn't match the white color scheme. I think I might just stick with that one. Got Carbonite. There's another tank I've got that would look really nice if I can find it. That's just a straight up monoprop tank. No, that shit just happens, dude. You said you're what, 15? Kids at that age are changing their mind at random, honestly. So she may like you again in a few moments. She may permanently hate you. No way to know for sure. The hormones are raging at that point, so there's a lot of unpredictability. Oh, I think this is the one I was looking for. But I can't make it monoprop. Well, that's unfortunate. Because this is a really nifty tank that I can make bigger, and I can change it to a different texture if I want, because I like the industrial look. But I can't make it into monopropellant, which is unfortunate. I can make it LH2. Okay, so it's liquid hydrogen plus oxidizer, or just liquid hydrogen, or just liquid oxidizer. Yeah, friend zone will happen at any time. You could escape the friend zone, but you got to make those intentions clear. She may not have even realized that she made you think that she doesn't like you. Like, she may think that she's been very clear that she does like you. But it doesn't always work that way. Let's see. Alright, those are kind of my monopropellant options. I'm pretty sure I still like this bottom one here. Mainly because I'm not a huge fan of yellow, honestly. Yellow is kind of a deal breaker for me. This is the other option. And that can be made to monopropellant, I believe. No. Okay, then. Fine. Be that way. Nope. Just gonna stick with it. Gonna stop fiddling with it. Why did you leave that on the couch? That's a solid question. Alright, now I just need the thingamabobbers with the stuff on them. The stuff with the things, you know, those things. Alright, I'm pretty sure a try configuration is not good for RCS. Might put them on here in quad. Unfortunately, I don't have anything on the other side to put them on, easily at least. Could it be worth putting another tank on the opposite end? Probably yes. Or, better yet... no, not better yet. I'm going to do more RCS. Because this station's going to need some control. Come on. There we go. I'm going to grab this. Flippy flippy. Put that down there. There we go. That is a hell of a station module. I'm actually going to save this bundle as... Hold up. I need an antenna, an Omni antenna. Communications, Omni antenna. Checking to see if I've gotten any new ones since then, but looks like the answer is no. That's unfortunate. The hell am I hearing? Nothing. It's either in the music or it's in my head. Either way. I think it's in the music and not in my head. It's good to know. Good to know. Alright. Okay. One, right click, start deployed, so I don't forget. Then reroute. And then put that back in the sub-assemblies and overwrite the existing one. Alright, so that much extra RCS has put us back down to 6,300 delta V. Which is unfortunate, because I almost thought we had it. I mean, I guess I can do more rockets. Oh dear God, the slowness. Okay. I'm going to need to extend those out a ways. That's as far out as those can go. Okay. I think that'll do. Not the cheapest thing in the world, but it's still cheaper than the last one I sent up. 4,100 delta V should be enough. 3,400 to get up. And it should only be like 500-ish to get to the Mun. Let's check again, because I can never remember and I feel dumb. $860. Okay. 860 plus 310 to orbit. So I'm going to need a little bit more delta V, which is upsetting, but understandable. Let me check my staging and see if that helps at all. Oh, good lord. I don't know what I'm doing with my life anymore. Alright, so back down to the bottom. Yeah, I mean, the short answer is I'm not getting any real significant boost from this. So what if I do that? So having this liquid firing at the same time gives me significantly less delta V versus having it break up later. However... Come on. There we go. Okay. Up the rocket goes. Down the big part goes. More tank. Okay, so that's 4,300 delta V. Just about 44, actually. Let's see. Yeah, those aren't even cutting it. I did get new ones, so let's check out the new ones. Yeah, there. So these are the new ones. This is heavy-duty launch clamp, and this is long retraction launch clamp. That'll do. Come on. Come on. Alright, so what I kind of want to do is take this and duplicate this. Duplicate it with the balut, I think. And get another engine. Okay. Does that not have a bottom node? Well, I'll be damned. Guess I can't use that engine. Alright. What if I do the Fat Man? Okay. So solids first, then that. All of the related thingies, caps, the thingies. So this is somehow significantly worse. I'm amused by that, actually. I'm amused that it is significantly worse. What's even stranger is we have less delta V in vacuum than not. Oh, now it just doesn't know how to calculate things. Okay, so 4,000 delta V. So we're actually less off, less than we were before. So the fat man is not good, apparently. Okay, getting there, but still not quite. Fascinating. None of the nerve options seem to be that great. And I don't know why that is. Because that gives me less delta V than before. And all it's doing is pushing a little bit up here. What if I just try the mainsail? That is better, supposedly. 4,300. So I think ideally I need about 5,000. I mean, I don't need 5,000. I probably could get away with 4,500, but it would be nice to have that buffer. So mainsail pushes at 1,500 kilonewtons at 310 ISP. Okay. Just out of curiosity, how well does this one do? Almost exactly the same, actually. Which is fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's fine. I wonder if giving it another tank would be fine. Where's my standard orange tank? Hey, Stumpy, thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. Come on. Clicky the thing. Clicky the thing. There we go. Alright, so that puts me at 4,700 delta V. So that, I think, gives me the margin I wanted. Okay. So that's good. Now I just need to do all of my damn staging. I need to create a second stage here, because I want to break up the solids just a little bit. Oh god. This thing is already an abomination, so I can't add too many more rockets. The system is starting to have a panic attack trying to tackle it. Alright, so both of the solids launch as this thing releases. That's good. Alright, and then let's see. I want the liquid to go next. And I need to break off the outer tier. And I need all of the parachutes related to the outer tier. And then those. And then those. Alright, so these are inner tier. And the break off of those. Okay. So I just want to stagger them a little bit so they don't break off together and run into each other and crash and boom and have no chance to recover any of my money. So then after all of that goes, then we break off this section and start off that rocket. And probably crack open the egg, but I think I'm going to put that on its own separate timer just in case. Alright, and then the final step is releasing the whole segment, and I suppose setting off all of the chutes. Oh, okay, so this is that. So I need to drop this down. There we go. That's better. Okay. There should not be any crew. Just to make sure. Alright. This thing worries me. But we're going to launch it. And I think I am 100% ready to launch it. Pretty sure. That's big. That's a little too big. What about 1 point? What about 1.5? .5 is good. I do need to put these up higher though, because they need to have a little bit of clearance room for when the solids go off, so that they can retract. Alright. So, are we ready to launch this nonsense? Because I am. Pushing the button. Making sure my streams are good. Twitch is good. Mixer's good. YouTube is way far behind, as expected. Poor Will, always getting shot at. This is giving me experience, though, because one of my open missions is to create a casino. And as part of that casino, I need a lot of stuff. So the casino is going to be built in a similar fashion, multiple parts at a time. And yeah, I'm gonna need to figure out a better solution for it, though, like a lifter that is modular that I can just tack on, say 20-30 tons or something like that, that has a towing like module that can put them in place onto the station, because I won't be able to move the station to dock with them. So this is by no means the end of my attempts, no means the end of my attempts to design something, but it's getting there. Oh god, the FPS, so many parts. I wish I didn't need so many parachutes to save all these parts. And I know I could do the powered landing, but that's just as painful because you have to have extra amounts of fuel, and you have to have a drone core on every single one of them, etc. And there's no way to know for sure how much extra fuel you need, because the stage recovery doesn't tell you whether or not the powered landing will work. So I got nothing. Alright, so we're going to open up our ascent guidance. 100 kilometers will be fine. Don't need to limit an angle of attack. Don't have any solar panels to auto. I will auto stage. No, I will manually stage, because I wanna give these things time to separate, and if I auto stage, it's probably gonna dump them both at once. All right, engage. All right, ready to go. Whew, deep breath. Okay, 3, 2, 1, fuck it, go. Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, it's correcting itself. That's good. It almost launched horribly wrong, though. Eek! Itchy head. I'm probably going to enable RCS for this, because I don't think it has enough control on its own with the wheels. Yep, there goes the RCS doing its thing. I mean, it appears to be functional. It appears to be functional, but we will see. I can't even rotate properly anymore. Just trying to get some good screenshots of this monstrosity before it, like, blows up or something. So far, so good. I am concerned about releasing the solid boosters, because those tend to be the most problematic for me in all of my builds. Just because I apparently suck at, you know, designing them to do things properly. So here's hoping they work. They're still ascending. That's Minmus up there. Sun there. I don't see Mun, but that's okay, because it's daytime. Don't always see Mun. Alright, so the solids are getting close to ready to burn out. So I gotta keep an eye on this. Well, they got some time left, actually. Got 300 fuel left. Alright, they are starting to fade because the fuel is running out. And they've poofed. Okay, so now we release. Well then, they're just gonna crash into each other. That's awesome. Alright, so now I can release the second ones. The balloons are all over the place. They haven't crashed into each other. That's good. Unfortunately, these ones are not lining up in a nice formation to take a screenshot of. But that's okay. Alright, now it's attempting to retain a decent orbit, because these things are starting to rotate ever so slightly. Wish I could limit the gimbal on them easily. Maybe I can. I need to limit the roll. There we go. Now it's more reasonable. They were causing way too much RCS usage, so I had to put a stop to that. Alright, how's our ascent path looking? Our ascent path is looking very nice. It's perfectly in line with where it should be. So far, this rocket's pretty good. So far. We're starting to heat up a little bit. Alright, so we have recovery messages from all those stages, and I believe they are all recovered. Wonderful. So we got nearly 100% back from all 8 of those stages, which is perfect. Because that is 120,000 roughly. So I just gained back 120,000 Kerbal bucks for launching the stage. So half of that, half of the entire cost of the ship was in those solids and just got recovered. So I'm good with that. We're a little bit low on the trajectory, but it looks like it should be able to be fine. Hopefully. It's starting to list downwards a little bit. I mean, it's not a problem yet, but still a concern. Definitely a flat trajectory, though, which is nice, because that makes it easier to circularize at some point. As long as it doesn't start nosing down. If it noses down, we're done. About to stop this stage. Kaboom! And that is ballooning itself down, so hopefully that will be a survival as well. Alright, so we are getting to a proper orbit, and it's at 75. Once it hits 100 apoapsis, it's going to stop, and it's going to coast to do the circularization. So, right about now. Okay, we're fine for electricity, we're fine for monoprop. We're good. Okay. Okay. Now we wait, because I can't fast forward it anymore because MechJeb is still in control. While we wait, though, how's about an egg-based screenshot, perhaps? Okay, so now it's created its maneuver node for circularization, and it's going to attempt to point the ship that direction before it speeds up. So I'm going to quick save here, just 'cause is the only answer I've got, just 'cause. I don't technically need to break open this egg anytime soon. Normally I would, because there's typically solars in there, but I don't have any solars on this one yet. Is this up now? Yes, we are live. I don't know what you're talking about for sure, but welcome, Verify. Hi, Cat. Cat says hello too. Nah, totally live. We are here if you want to watch. Otherwise, if you want videos, I have some recorded sessions as well as separate videos on my YouTube. Totally up to you if you want to stick around. I love KSP too. I've been definitely digging it for quite a while now. And by quite a while, I mean a pretty short time compared to a lot of people out there who love KSP. I'm fairly new to it. Okay. Alright, so it's time to crack the egg open. And I need to activate my... Actually, hold on. Activate... That's not too terrible. We're using 2.88 currently for electric charge, and we would go up to about 5, so I kind of don't want to act them yet. Fair enough. However you like watching is all up to you. I will activate and target Mun for now, and I will activate the rest of them later. Nice. I have not played it on the console yet. I'm definitely curious how it plays on the console for sure. Alright, so that can go away. That can go away. That was recovered. That's 40,000 right there, so recovered 40,000 out of that, so I think it's like 80 to 90,000 left of the ship that I haven't recovered yet. I'm okay with that. Okay. I would assume it's harder, at least to control. Since it is vanilla, though, and I've started playing with mods, I would have a hard time going to vanilla KSP. Alright, so we are transferring to target with that button. Okay. Come on, where it is? There it is. Okay. So we're at 40 something. That'll be fine. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. So I'm going to execute the next node so we can get our way to the Mun. Come here, bugger. Come here. Alright. You can stream anyway. I mean, you're not going to get followers by not streaming. So, gotta start somewhere. That's pretty much how I did it. Started streaming anyway and hoped for the best. Alright, RCS, quit being a jerk. RCS is messing with it.
Cat, you're not helping. You're not helping. You're not helping at all, Cat. You're not helping in the least. Yeah, hi.
Cat's being crazy. See, I quite like playing Kerbal all alone. In fact, I was playing for most of the day today before streaming, so I don't necessarily care for sure if anyone watches or not. So I'm not aiming for followers, but it's nice to have people here anyway. I'm going to abort and remove, because that's just failing miserably. I need to do a correction here-ish. Well, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Alright, so let's do this. Cat, stop it.
Damn it.
What do you want from me? Aside from all of the attention forever.
Wow, 6 in 4 years. I feel privileged then. Thank you for using your sparing follows on me.
Cat, cat, cat. Stop. Stop. Go away. Step it. Shoo.
Oh, crazy cats. Alright, so we're attempting to point ourselves at the maneuver node, but it is slow going because I think I only have 2 very small reaction wheels on this thing. I could turn on my RCS, but RCS is known to mess up my my maneuvers, especially further out where it's easy to mess them up. So I'm trying to be very careful with it. Oh, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. My main goal is to not be a jerk. It's a life goal of mine. Alright, let's warp to here. Uh, 14 minutes till the node. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Almost ready to burn. Not quite, but almost. Actually... I need to turn off all those thingies. Yeah, I'm ready to burn. And that's what the internet's good for. People don't really, you know, have any clue, so, you know, they'll just treat you like normal. Usually. Or they'll treat you like the rest of the internet, where the internet tends to be pretty, pretty crappy to everyone. So, you know, there's that sometimes. Alright, we are going to the mun. I need... Let's see... I think I need just a little bit more boost. That'll do. Okay. Delete that node. Warp to here. Okay, now I need to circularize. And I also need to set these guys as my target. Oh, control locked, okay. Out of power? Say what? Well, crap. Well, crap. Alright, so I've run out of power on this thing. Which means I can't do anything with it. Which means I have to revert. Damn it! I didn't want to have to revert. Okay. Yeah, I have to revert. I have no power. So I definitely should have had power production on here. I did not do solar panels because I wasn't expecting it to burn through 60,000 electric charge before I got to dock up with the station. But apparently I was wrong. So I'm gonna have to do solar panels. Trying to figure out how I wanted to do the solar panels. Yeah, well, let's revert, because that was a failure. So how am I going to solar panel this thing? There's two options. I can either solar panel this thing and bring those solar panels back again. Or I can somehow figure out how to put solar panels on this thing. The biggest challenge with putting solar panels on this thing is that this is going to be like the central hub for the whole space station. So any solar panels I put on here are likely to interfere with the modules that are going to be coming off of the 3 sides. So I can't really easily put them on there. Yeah, absolutely. And I normally do put solar panels on everything. So I don't know... I mean, I know what I was thinking, but clearly I was wrong. So I need to solve that somehow. These gotta be retracted. Probably just gonna have to stick with these and hope that they don't burn up. I need to do some size fitting for a moment here. That's not what I want. Let's grab this one because they look neat. Ooh, it's tricky to... There we go. Oh, looks like I can't radial them, okay. Just doing some size fitting, using these as my example modules. Come on. That button, there we go. It's being dumb for a moment there. Couldn't. Spatial. Alright, so this is kind of sort of what the space station is going to end up being shaped like, with different useful modules sticking off the side. And that's why I can't really put any solar panels like here-ish. Although that's actually not quite in the way. I didn't realize that those were so small in comparison to the rest of the things, so I probably could do them. But the biggest problem is if they're rotated like that, they're going to be in the way of anything I try to dock at these docking clamps. So I was trying not to put anything in the way. So I guess I could just put them on the, whatchamacallit, the orange things. And that would hopefully give it enough solar. Yeah, I guessed. I wasn't quite positive, but I guessed that that was the relation there. Which is amusing. You mean like I have it now? Like on the orange things? just to keep it moving, or because the other option is let's see. That's the other option. But I'm afraid that that's going to get in the way of stuff too. Oh, that doesn't have pass-through. It really should have pass-through. I might make it have pass-through. Because this icon, that symbol right there, typically means that it has crew pass-through, but it doesn't on this. So I might modify that part. So just like this then, that'll be fine. See, I typically only call it a fuselage when it's part of a an airplane. I would just call this the fuel tank. Okay. I think that's all I can do. Come on. Grab the egg. Grab the egg. Okay. I mean, I think that's all I can do. Everything else worked fine. I mean, it launched fine. It recovered all the components fine. Everything else is okay. Yep, we're good. Save and launch. I guess. I would probably just call them by the orange tank or something like that, just to clarify exactly what we're talking about, because the fuselage can also refer to just the main body. And when you said the fuselage, I was partially thinking the tri adapter thingy in the middle, because that's going to be the main fuselage, main body of the space station. So I was getting confused as to which part you were talking about. But that's on me. It's all good. Oh, the FPS on this thing is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Not auto stage. We will auto deploy solar panels though. Engage autopilot and lift off. Limit the roll on these things before it becomes a problem later. I don't know what you were counting down for. I was already in space by the time you counted down. On the ground. Safe on the ground. This is all unmanned. This is actually going up to meet up with the space station specifically so the Kerbals that are up there can dock with it. Because I made a mistake before. So I've got Kerbals floating around the Mun right now waiting for this component. But otherwise the rest are on the planet. Alright, we're about ready to disengage the solids. Oh, they blew up their nose cones. Ah, that's okay. Not a huge problem. Hooray, those ones didn't run into each other. Hooray. Nope. The entirety of the Kerbal race is sitting at the Space Center, waiting to be launched into space. I can only assume that they are the little green men that have already populated much of the known universe. And these guys were left behind, so they're stuck trying to figure their way off the planet. That's all I got. Donut bouquet. They very well could be the last. Everyone else on the planet has died. Or left. Okay, we are still ascending. A shame all the planets in their solar system aren't very habitable. I think Lathe might be okay, but I'm not positive. I hope I don't have to end the stream early. I'm getting too tired. Yes, but it is a good thing that they have invented the quick save technology, because that's an important technology to survive, and that has helped them survive many of my attempts to kill them. Well, the good news is the giant egg on the front is acting as a heat shield, so that the solars aren't even feeling any pain right now. That's good. And we stage. But why go? May have made a problem. It may have made a mistake with that staging, but hopefully this thing can survive. Hopefully. Going a little bit fast. I may have definitely screwed the pooch with the opening up the egg too early, but we'll see. We will see. It's entirely possible that there will be boom. The space station is empty, but we have a space bus sitting outside the space station waiting to dock. And that's got Val and a few tourists. Alright. Everything seems to have survived. So far, so good. I'm going to turn these off for now. Oh, damn. Okay. I don't want to disable all of them at the same time. Nope, absolutely not. Weaponry and Kerbals is not my thing. I have no evil desire to blow stuff up, and I don't see the point of weapons in Kerbal Space Program. Alrighty, Avery. Remember, that's probably your heat issue again, so might want to find a way to keep that thing cool. Alright, so this is our circularizing. Close enough. Turn off RCS for now. Well, good luck with that, Avery. Ah, yes, but see, there is no evil alien empire in Kerbal Space Program. So nothing to protect against. And yeah, I've seen some videos of people making up their own stuff, but at that point, I would be making my own ships to protect against. And there's no real mechanics for that. So it would be mostly fluff, and I'm perfectly fine making up enough fluff with space stations and planetary bases and all that fun stuff. So I am okay with no violence in Kerbals. There are plenty of explosions to be had with my mistakes. I don't need fake enemies to work with. Oh, not a drink. That's not good. Let's see. Twitch has exploded on me. There we go. Oh, Mars is already a pretty junk planet. Set that to Mun. This one, actually, I can set them all now. This can go to Kerbin. And this can go to Minless. Yes, I do have the greenhouse mod installed. Let's do that. I'm America too, but I'm not fixated on weapons. Might have a different reason behind you. Okay. Warping, warping, warping. That's a little bit more understandable of a reason. Okay. So now we can warp here. Okay. That maneuver's off a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. Cajun country is interesting country. Let's see, we are just about to peak around the Mun, so solar shouldn't be an issue for much longer. I'm going to need RCS though, because I can't control this thing otherwise. Yep, I am up in Minnesota. Ah, see, that's the thing about the North. We don't care about Yankees versus anyone else anymore. That's almost purely a Southern thing. Yeah, last time I was in Louisiana was a couple weeks before Katrina. We hit Baton Rouge, had a good time, and that was the last time I went back there. Alright. delete that node. Now I just need to figure out how to actually meet up with my target. And you know, that's fascinating to me, because A, there's no such thing as Confederate blood. That's a religious party, or not a religious party, it's a political party, basically. The Confederacy wasn't a separate race of people. And the only group of the U.S. that actually cares about those old Civil War division lines still is the South. And I don't get it. But then again, I'm not from the South, so I guess that I can understand why I don't get it. But like, those kind of division lines are still what's really screwing up this country. And it's kind of frustrating to hear about that, actually. It's frustrating to hear that new generations of people are still being brought up as Confederates. I don't get it, and it's frustrating. You should probably match planes with target first. Okay. And here's where a monoprop becomes a problem. Because every time the monoprop burns, it adjusts my current path. trying to avoid using RCS, so it's taking a very long time to get where I need to be. We are almost there. Or almost ready to burn to be almost there. As much sense as that might make. Well, it wasn't just taxes. It was primarily a fight over a greater government's ability to say that you can't have slaves. Like, the slavery was still a huge factor in it. And whether or not it was just you didn't want to be told what to do in general, or if it was the slavery issue itself that was the cause, either way, it was still a huge factor. Well, if you use the 500% mark, you have to use an actual legitimate number. Because raising something by 500%, that's only 5 times. And 5 times of almost jack shit is still kind of jack shit. So, I mean, you're not going to raise taxes to, like, 40, 50, 60% or something like that. Although I think taxes back then were much higher for everyone. I don't remember for sure. But, I mean, if taxes were, I don't know, 5%, raising them by 500% only puts it at 25%, which would still be less than today. So, using those kind of numbers and those kind of statistics are misleading. So you don't want to do that. See if this can do it. Hey, Seabear, thank you for the follow. Can we make it to our maneuver node in time? At some point, I'm going to have to cut this thing off and just use RCS to make the maneuver. At some point, eventually. Yeah, and taxes have been taxes were ridiculously high. And they've come down to the point where they are essentially ridiculously low, and everyone's still pissed about it. To the point that we're starting to have a hard time providing things that the citizens need, that a country should be providing, because everyone's still pissed about having to do taxes. Meanwhile, the rest of the civilized world is paying higher taxes intentionally so that they can have those services that people need. But let's not go too deep into that discussion. Hey, Third Hand Elf, how you doing? Welcome. Nah, I'm nowhere near hitting the station yet. I'm still 50 kilometers away. But, I mean, I'm gonna get to 200 meters. I just need to get ready to match velocities here. Yeah, but verify from what to what. Like, I would like to know what numbers we're talking about. Like, if the South was getting raised taxes to put them in line with North, and North was dropping down to put them in line with the South to be equal, that's one thing. But if the South was intentionally being taxed much higher than the North, that could be cause for concern. But I mean, ultimately, taxes weren't really the main cause. The main cause was the South having this really strong, like, independent loyalty to each other, and they wanted to secede from the Union. And that would have broken the nation apart and caused hell for everyone. So they kind of had to say no, and the major spark for that was the slavery issue. But ultimately, it was the South wanting to do their own thing and not wanting to be governed by a greater power. And that was the main cause of it. And that mentality has not ever gone away. The South has kept that really, like, almost angry hatred for the government that is being perpetuated nonstop, and it's continuing to cause problems over and over and over again. So, I mean, you can justify it all you want, but ultimately it's causing problems. At the end of story, it's causing problems for everyone. Alright, are we close enough? We are close enough, okay. I think I've lost my other people here, but I can bring them back again. Alright, so we're going to F5 here. Because we're now at the point where I need to line them up. This can decouple. Why can't I sass? Why can't I sass? That's why I can't sass. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to point at target. Okay, so now we point at target. Oh, right, that problem. I haven't figured out that problem yet. Whenever I'm close to something, another vessel, it suddenly becomes locked with my sass. So I need to move this. I need to control from here. And I need to create this as a target. There we go. So now we set that as target. Okay. There we go. Okay. So we are coming in. I'm going to use my docking camera because it's neat. So according to this, we're just about lined up. It's not perfect, but it's doable. Alright, we're coming in. And I think I just need to slow it down a hair. Everything looks to be lined up. The docking cam looks good. The parts look good. Everything looks good. Blinky blinky. Hooray! We're docked! Alright, now the thing to do is to see if I can get these things to merge and do the thing that they're supposed to be able to do. So I'm going to hit F5 just in case it goes horribly wrong. Turn off the docking cam. Alright, so this is where we hit the compressed parts. And boom! Now we have a single connected component. Awesome. What do we have the name set as for this? Mun Station. Ever so, you know, ingenious of me, I suppose. Alright, so Mun Station is as it is. We are good. Electric charge is going down quickly. That's awesome. Okay. Checking. I thought I had more satellites on here, but apparently I do not. Okay. So then I need to find my other vehicle. You have crossed into a line of reasoning that does not mesh with my own, and I'm not going to pursue this topic any further. I didn't want to get into politics at all, but we've clearly hit on something that you are passionate about, and I'm not going to continue that discussion at all. Where's the rest of my ship? Where's the rest of my ship? There it is. So I'm gonna go there. Now I just need to get this thing over to the Mun Station. How are my peoples doing for survivability? We've got 20 days left of food and 196 days left of habitation. So we're good there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that, I think. Alright. Gonna retrograde to target, I think. Well, my problem is with your line of thinking, and if Lincoln lied is the entire basis of the Confederacy in the South still being a big sore spot for all of the southern states, that's just wrong. is what it is. Because that's straight up conspiracy theorist, which frankly kind of goes in line with a lot of the things that we hear from the South. So, unfortunately, not really helping anyone's reputation there. Okay, so let's see. I think I might need to dock this up again. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so let's go retro and hope we get it in time, because I did not slow down fast enough. No boom, no boom, I swear, no boom. No boom, I hope. Oh god. Oh, there goes all my goddamn solar panels. Oh dear, oh dear. I did. You were well gone, Mercury. So I did the parking, and I did. Actually, I'm going to reload that because I need those solar panels. I did the parking of the space station. I did the tourists that did their flyby, and this is now me attaching the second piece to the station with that tricoupler that I had planned to do before. So right now I'm just trying to dock with it. But unfortunately, my ability to estimate the speed that I was going was a little bit... oops. Oh yeah, the tourist did pay for most of it. Target. There we go. Okay. So we are currently pointing at the target. So I do need to point retrograde now, because that's what almost killed me before, not pointing retrograde enough. Alright, so that's going to slow it down a little bit. Now I just need to figure out how to dock this thing, because this is my space bus, my tourists, and I'm trying to dock them with the station. There we go. But I did not give them any RCS to work with, which means they're kind of pain to move. Alright, speed up. Slow down. Okay. So we're good. I am going to mark this as my target, I think. Control from here. Point at target. No, I need the panels to be able to provide more solar power to the station. And if I don't screw this up, I won't need to, because they're not going to run into anything, hopefully. Hopefully. Alright, so that's that. I need to control from here. Quit it. Control from here. And then I need to set this. Can I please? Guess I'm gonna have to fast forward just a little bit. Oh no, it's getting further away. Okay. So I'm gonna have to switch back and zoom forward just a hair. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button. I thought we were controlling from here. Maybe that's how that works? Let's see how well that goes. That may or may not have been a mistake. Okay, so is it coming in how I want it to? Close.
God damn it.
Oh, this thing frustrates the hell out of me. So, there's an issue with the game right now, where if I am controlling one ship, and I use SAS, it automatically uses SAS to control both ships at the same time. And I don't have any control over that. At least I don't know how to have control over that. Come on. I know you can do it. There we go. Okay. Much better. Alright, how are we for sun? Sun is sort of coming? Let's turn off RCS. Turn off SAS even. Oh, engine's off. It's just, remember the whole particle thing left over? Okay. So let's see. Who was the person who needed to be on the mission in the first place? Since I forgot. Mun Station needs to be Urfree. 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 Transfer. Transfer. Urfree. Why can I not transfer Urfree? I need to be able to transfer Urfree. No, the nerve doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Do I not have control over the nerve at this point? Interesting. Do I not have control over anything at this point? Oh, right. Need to escape. Never mind. Shutdown engine doesn't matter. It's going to have those particles regardless. And having it powered off, I don't believe it's using any energy. Yeah, no, it doesn't use any energy at all. I told you before, it's just a particle situation. It only happens with that engine. It's just real plume. Transfer Urfree. Why? It's supposed to be passable. Oh, for shit's sake. Did I do what I think I just did? Oh, God. In my attempt to get RCS on this thing, I made a dumb. I made a very dumb. I added RCS tanks that did not have crew passable options. So this is a cutoff point, and this is a cutoff point. Oh dear. I don't think I have a way to fix that either. The only way I have to fix that is to reload. Yeah, this middle section here just got put up there just now. And then docked to it. I fucked myself. Damn it. Deep breath. Deep calming breath.
Alright.
Do you know a way of making these crew passable? Actually, that's entirely possible, now that I think about it. Does it change it for this entire part, or just for the parts that are installed on this ship? This is the Daleth K-130 liquid fuel tank. And it makes perfect sense that it's not passable. I just totally forgot about that part. I mean, I probably should reload. In all honesty, I should reload. But if I do that, that's going to be me done for the night. Because I screwed it up hard. And all of this, all of the work that I have done tonight has been for this. So, yeah. I'm thinking. I'm thinking still. Because the other part that's frustrating is the mission that I'm attempting to accomplish is this one, the tourists to visit the station. And wait a second. This didn't happen with the other one that I did. I did the one to visit the other station, and it did not count. It didn't count it as part of the station because it was a separate ship that was docked onto the station. But now it's counting. Yeah, I'm not going to change the part. It's a liquid fuel tank. It makes sense that it's not gonna work. I should have just thought about that ahead of time. I was just being dumb, apparently. So I'm going to have to fix that whole damn thing. I do have connected living spaces, yes. But I don't really want to edit a fuel tank for Kerbals to be able to pass through them. It just doesn't make sense. So, I mean, I don't want to live with this mistake because it's going to severely impact the usability of the station. But I want to fix it so it works. So I'm gonna have to reload. Be less dumb. Nah, I'm gonna leave the parts as they are. I'm just gonna be less dumb next time. It's fine. It's fine. I'm okay. I'm not completely heartbroken. Just mostly. Just mostly. I mean, I like the overall design, though. And I would like to be able to expand this out, for sure. It's just, I need to be less dumb. Right. And the biggest problem was that there were tourists, and they didn't count as being part of the station, and I couldn't spacewalk the tourists to get them onto the station. So, yeah. This part is working fine, because it's counting it as being as visiting the station, but I would rather this whole thing be passable, so that the station is usable as a whole overall, rather than having to spacewalk to get to the lab, because that's just silly. So I will have to reload to fix the whole thing. And the best part, if you want to see my reload, I named it Oops, because so ultimately, Mercury, since you weren't here for the first part of it, I had brought this tourist up to dock with the station, and I tried to dock with one of these construction ports, thinking they would double up as the construction port and a docking port, since they're made of the same, you know, model. So when I got here and tried to dock on it, it just bounced off. So I left this tourist in space floating around the station while I built up this new module to come connect that had docking ports on it. Are you saying there's a way to disconnect these two and replace this module in the middle? I mean, that seems like something that wouldn't work. Because if I destructed this part in the middle, I don't know what happens to the rest of the station. The station actually does disconnect when you deconstruct the parts? Oh, okay. You can only scrap parts without child parts. So it looks like that's not going to work. Because if I hit disassemble part, you can only scrap parts without child parts. So the fact that it's connected on both ends means it's not going to work, unfortunately. Eh, you got symbol warninged. Oi, I said grab the thingy. Grab the thingy. Grab the thingy. There we go. Right, which is going to be just as painful as reloading, honestly. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm just gonna reload. So that is probably going to be the end of the night then. Go in using spacewalks. Are you just trying to see if it works? Let go. Stop being a dork, Valentina. I typically stream every night, roughly 8:30 Central. Okay, Avery, now what? Really? So Valentina is actually in the service airlock, but it can't connect to this? What? The whole point of me putting the airlock on here was to be able to connect into the thing it's attached to. But apparently she can't connect in. So transfer crew, Valentina. No, she can't connect to any of this. So what the hell is the point of this airlock if it doesn't work? Okay. So I'm going to try to EVA Valentina again. Lego. Okay, so she can transfer... Okay, so she can transfer to...
Cat! Cat, come here.
Well, it's supposed to work. But yeah, verified. Don't worry about it. We're just not going to talk about that again. Alright, so she can... Can she transfer into these things? Do those things not work either? Well, that's bullshit.
Cat, no. You stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
So, I mean, that's frustrating. It's supposed to. I mean, it's got a little airlock icon on it. I guess I can go look at it to see. Start habitat. Can she transfer now? They don't appear to have any sort of crew transfer capabilities. Yeah, it probably just counts as a larger living space thing. So if I stop the habitat... Yeah, it just kind of counts as an overall habitat space for the entire ship. Which is fine. I mean, at least it does something. This one pisses me off. Like this, it's supposed to be a radially attached airlock to provide an exit where there otherwise isn't one. Like, that's the whole point of it. So if it doesn't work, that's just going to be frustrating. It might need something like, where is it? It might need something like this thing, the radial attachment point, which does have crew pass-through.
Hey, stop being a shithead.
So it might need to be attached to this thing first for this thing to work. And that's fixable. That I can come up with 2 components to attach later. But this whole thing being a dud, that's frustrating. Oh, it'd be a lot more than that. I've done a lot of stuff in between putting up this science space station thingy. So I'm gonna have to leave it. I'm bringing new parts. I mean, it's not the end of the world. They can get in through other places. It's just, that was the whole reason of me putting it there. So it's frustrating to find out it doesn't work. Well, it's worth a try to see if we can get into those. Need to transfer back out to the cupola so that she can EVA. Alright, we're letting go, we're hitting F. Nope, those are not a thing. Not a thing that can be did. Alright, so I'm going to pop Valentina. Actually, it doesn't matter where I put her, because I'm reloading. Bye, Valentina. To the mun with you! Actually, does that work? I don't have any prograde markers to work with. Apparently this is prograde. Oops. She's going into the bun. She needs a little bit more because her periapsis is probably low enough to run into a mountain, honestly. Shall we follow her down to a mountain? We're gonna follow Valentina down to a mountain. Oh, there it is. There it is. Alright, Valentina. To the mun with you. Screenshot. Hold up. I need to get rid of that window. Ah! Come on, Val. The first time the construction went wrong, she just abandoned ship. She's just like, screw you guys, I'm going. I think she's headed for that mountain. Which would be unfortunate for her. Trying to get a decent screenshot of her looking excited for her doom. Nah, she doesn't need the full speed spin. She's gonna be crashing into the mun after all. Alright, she's going to be hitting the surface at almost 600 meters per second. I think she'll be less of a drill for mining as a contact explosive for mining. She's just going to go... Yep, it looks like we are indeed headed straight for those mountains. Oh, poor Val. She's almost at the end of her rope. And it is definitely that mountain. Here we go, Val. Time to do your bounce. That wasn't a bounce, that was a poot. Alrighty. Val has died. But we're going to reload that anyway, because that was a cluster. Well, thanks for stopping by, Kingdom. You have fun watching your, or playing your game. I'm about to end my stream tonight anyway, so it's all good. Alright. Close. There we go. I'm gonna load my save. Oops. I mean, that save is appropriately named for oh so many reasons. The fact that I had to reload it after an entire night of work lives up to its name. Alright. So, I'm going to end us on a black screen here because the load takes a little while. So, thank you all for joining. Thank you for any follows I might have missed. Tomorrow night's probably going to be more Kerbals, but I'm starting to feel the itch for Subnautica, so we might do that instead. So yeah, nice screenshots, nice. Thanks for that, Avery. So yeah, y'all have a good night. I will see you next time. Bye.